Welcome to Beaded Doilies by Shell. In this video we are doing part 2 of connecting together our large triangles. This same process is done for all 4 designs, and you'll do it 6 times for each design, which means you'll have a total of 24 large triangles. Now this part is kind of fun once you are done, because you can kind of play with it and you can make it look kind of like a flower or a mushroom where it bends inward. So you can feel free to play around with your pieces. Just roll them out a little bit. You can roll them up or you can roll them down and have a little fun with them as you complete them. Now for this piece we are doing our turquoise with topaz as our connection, and here I have made a colored graph to show you where we are going to be going and what beads we are adding. See, here I have circled the 9 beads that we will be adding. So we're going to start here. So we start by adding 1 connection bead, and then we're going to go through 3 beads on each side. So on our piece we want to start here. We don't want to start with the end bead. We want to go in 1 and we want to go through 3 beads. So that was 2 and then 3, and make sure you're going through the beads that are on the outer edge. Now we go to the other side. Make sure not to go in that end bead, but you want the bead next to it. So there we went through 2 and then 1. Now we'll take both of our ends. Oops, I accidentally pulled that one out. Put that back through. There's both our ends, and now we're going to cross our next bead, our next connection bead. Cross, bring it down, and there we have begun putting our sides together. Now we're again going to go through 3 beads on each side. There's 2 and 3. There's 2 and 3. And we'll take both strings and we will cross another bead, and we want to try and keep our strings the same length. So if you find one is getting longer than the other, just stretch out and work your strings so that they are the same length. So now we've added our 3 beads. We're now again going to go through 3 beads on each side. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 2, and then 3. Remember, you're following the outer edge of your small triangle. I've gone through 3 beads on each side, and now we're going to cross this connection bead that we already have on here, the one that's part of our center. So we'll take the strings from each side and we'll put this one through, and then we'll take the other string and we'll put it through. And now we're coming out of this connection bead right here. Now we're going to do each side separately. So we're going to take, I'm going to do the right string first, and we're going to go through the two end black beads here. Then we're going to go through the connection bead over here. So we're going through our two and then the connection bead, and now we're going to go through 3 beads on the opposite side of our connection bead, on the side their string is coming out. So that's 1, 2, 3. And now we're at this one here, and if you notice there's purple in the middle. The reason is because when we come back, we'll be going through these again. But right now we're going to add a bead to the string we're working with. And then on the opposite small triangle, we're going to go through 3 beads. So you want to see where your string is, and you want to go through 3 beads. The first one is a single. And then there'll be 2. And now we'll add the next connection bead. And again on the opposite small triangle we will go through 3 beads. We'll go through a single, and then a double. And now we're adding our last connection bead, and we're following the purple path back. So we're going to need to go through 3 beads on the opposite side. Now you don't want to go through the end bead, you want to go up one up from it. And then, so that's 1, 2, and we're going through a 3rd. Now we want to go through our connection bead again to the opposite side. And we'll go through 3 on this side. Then we'll go through the connection bead again. And we're going to be doing 3 again. And then we'll end right now by going through this connection bead. My string keeps trying to go under the string on the other side. Don't want it to go under the string, I want it to stay on top. There it goes. Alright. So we've completed this string. Now we're going to come back to the other string and we're going to do the same. We're first going to go through the end 2 beads of the small triangle. Then we're going to go through that connection bead right here that's part of our center. Then on the opposite side we'll go through 3. First 1, and then 2. Then we add a connection bead. And on the opposite side we'll go through 3. First a single, and then a double, and then we add a connection bead, and on the opposite side we go through 3, a single, then a double, and we add the last one on the end. And we head back first by going through 3. Remember, we don't want to go through that end bead. We want to go through the 2 on the side. And then through a single. Then we recross our bead. Go through the bead we just added. Got it upside down. Be on the other side. Go through the bead we added earlier. Then we go through the 3 beads on the opposite side. First a double, then a single, and then we cross our next connection bead. Then we go through the 3 on the opposite side. And we go through that connection bead where we began. And now both of our strings on our either side of this double, so we're going to put 1 through the double. And then we're going to tie our knot. And then we'll slip it back through the double. Pull our knot inside. Go inside just that first bead is fine. And once it's inside, we pull tight. And then we can just thread through a couple of our circles here. Go through a single on each side. Then a double. Do that one more time. And then we can clip off the excess. And there we have our large triangle up to part 2. If you have any questions whatsoever, please post them and I will see what I can do to help you with this part if you have any trouble. Happy beading!